and secrets to fulfilling a vision. We're going to deal with managing energy. Now, when we think about it, even God did this. There were times when God told the children of Israel to fight, and other times he told them to walk around and shout. That seems crazy, but God is focusing and investing the energy of his people in the most effective outlet or the most effective strategy. God also said, I created a day where you need to rest. So not only is it important to know how and where to focus and invest energy to God as the greatest leader, it is as important to know how to renew and to replenish energy. I remember years ago when I was dealing with a battle in my own physical health. I consider myself fairly healthy, try my best to take care of myself. And, I have a sweet tooth, so of course I've got some things I can dabble into, but I try my best to be a healthy person. And one time I remember this was a very difficult season in our ministry and really in personal life and family because I started dealing with seizures and the doctor had no way to pinpoint this in terms of history. Never had it happened before in my life, didn't have this as anything that happened growing up. No one in my family had ever had a history of this. Of course, we know it was an attack. Thank God he completely healed me, delivered me. I have no issues and nothing happening in my mind or in my body again. But one of the things that God will do in times like that, and you guys know this, God will use certain things in our life to teach us about other things. He'll say this is that. He'll use this as an example to point to another thing that's happening in our life. And for me, I was running at a speed that my life couldn't manage. And what happened is I came to a place of forced rest. Now that's the worst kind of rest, is when life forces you to rest. That's a bad thing. Might mean that energy is being mismanaged. But there are also some things that I feel I gleaned from that very trying and very difficult time in my life, which lasted for a little bit before I was healed and completely set free of it. But I learned some things through that, which all of us strive to do. Take anything that we go through and discern what God might be helping to teach us in a particular situation. Not to sit under defeatism to it, because we pressed and got completely healed, but to see something and have the ability to discern and to learn something from it. And one of the things that I realized is if energy is not managed, it will manage you. If you don't take care of it, it will eventually catch up. But I learned then that sometimes some of the other functions of the body can work, but the body be seizing. For example, I had great sight, but my body would seize. I had great operation of limbs, but my body would seize. So sometimes we have to realize in our bodies, in our ministries, in our churches, organizations that we lead, one thing may be working well and another thing might be seizing. This part of the organization is moving healthy, is moving in great operation. Everything looks good, but this department is seizing. And we've got to learn to pay attention to the signs that tell us something might seize up, might get tight, might get tense, might be shutting down, might need to have some strategy built around it to help it last and endure. So I learned that we have to pay attention to those warning signs. Now, physically, of course, in our own body, in our own mind, and in our own heart. One of the greatest resources your ministry, your organization has is you. One of the greatest resources you have is you. You are the only person you will never get away from. You've got yourself. So you've got to manage yourself as a leader. It is common knowledge that leaders become the custodians of vision. It is sometimes less common that leaders are also the custodians of energy, not just personal energy, organizational energy. And there needs to be strategic things in place if we're going to lead effectively and be able to bring to completion the vision God has put in our heart and in our spirit.